Most women think menopause starts when symptoms show up, but for women with type 1 diabetes, blood sugar changes often begin years earlier during perimenopause. Today, I'll break down the difference and what to expect. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa Slemp, owner of Abundant Health with Melissa and host of the Type 1 and Midlife podcast. I've lived with type 1 diabetes for over 43 years now, and I help women like you with type 1 navigate hormone with calm confidence and practical tools. And if you're new here, I'm happy you found this space, and make sure to subscribe because everything I share here is about helping you feel less confused and more supported as your body's changing. So what I'll cover in this video is clear definitions on what perimenopause and menopause actually mean. So perimenopause is the transition phase leading up to menopause. You may still have periods, but they can be irregular, closer together, farther apart, heavier, lighter, or all of the above. Hormones, especially estrogen and progesterone, are fluctuating, not steadily declining quite yet. So they're still kind of hanging in there, and that's where the chaos and the frustration can really lie in. So menopause is defined as 1 full year without a cycle, and at that point, estrogen and progesterone are consistently lower rather than swinging up and down. And many women assume menopause starts when symptoms begin, but for most women with type 1 diabetes, the hardest part is the blood sugar changes. And this can start years earlier, like I was saying, during perimenopause. Why is it often the hardest phase for blood sugar? So just to reiterate, perimenopause is unpredictable. Some days estrogen is higher, other days it drops quickly. Those swings can cause rapid changes in insulin sensitivity, sometimes within the same week. And this is when women often notice random highs and lows, more frequent corrections, numbers that don't match the food or activity, increased anxiety around diabetes decisions. And this phase feels hard, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your body no longer responds consistently. And this is often when confidence takes the biggest hit. So here is how insulin needs fluctuate differently in each stage. So during perimenopause, insulin needs may change, like I was saying, from week to week or even day to day. Some days you're more insulin sensitive, other days you're more resistant. Basal rates that once worked may suddenly feel off. Pattern recognition becomes more important than precision. Once you jump into menopause, hormones are lower but more stable. Insulin resistance often increases overall. So blood sugars may run high consistently rather than swinging wildly as they did in the perimenopausal stage. So the focus shifts to long-term strategies. So in menopause, this is when things like strength training, our sleep, managing our stress, and I strongly recommend menopausal hormone therapy. So these different hormonal stages, they require different expectations. And trying to manage both phases the same way can just lead to frustration. So knowing your stage matters more than anything. This is going to help with confidence and your decision making around bolus settings or bolus decisions, basal settings, timing exercise, meals, carb counts, all those things, right? So when you understand hormonal stage, so which stage you're in, blood sugar patterns make more sense. So stop blaming yourself. Adjustments feel intentional instead of reactive. That's important. Awareness helps you have better conversations with your doctors and to advocate for your care. And another really good piece of advice, very important, is to track your symptoms and your blood sugar trends according to the day in your cycle, even if you're not bleeding. This is key. It also helps you decide what to focus on now instead of trying to fix everything at once. For example, changing basal rates that matches a time where you are more resistant or sensitive. And definitely speak to your doctor about hormone therapy. It is life-changing during this chaotic time in your cycles during perimenopause. And this can last, as we know, for years. So get as much help as you can and feel comfortable with. And don't wait. If you need help finding a hormone trained doctor, reach out to me. My email at hello@abundanthealthwithmelissa.com, or subscribe right here to the channel, or subscribe to my newsletter to stay in the loop every week and to grab my upcoming book. Stay tuned for that. So just to conclude, hormones don't make diabetes impossible. They just change the context. And knowing your stage doesn't give you control, but it gives you clarity, and clarity builds confidence. And if this topic resonated with you, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I share simple, honest conversations about hormones, blood sugar, and living well with type 1 diabetes as we age, as you shouldn't have to figure this out alone.